Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about that VLSM and the VLSM. The abbreviation of this is variable length subnet mask. In the previous video, we have learned about that the fixed length subnet mask, right? So in this video, we are going to start the learning about the variable length subnet mask. It is a technique, right, which is used in IP network design to create subnets with different subnet mask, right? In this variable length subnet mask, by the name you can easily understand that the subnet mask for each subnet having a different value. In the previous one, we have learned about the fixed length subnet mask where each subnet having a same subnet mask. Here, with the help of this, we can change the subnet mask while assigning the IP address. Suppose we are saying that smaller subnet mask for subnet which having the fewer host, right? And larger subnet mask for subnet with more host, where we are having the number of host as compared to the another one more, then we can change the subnet mask according to this. But if we compare this variable length subnet mask with the traditional scheme, that is fixed length subnet mask, which is applied for all the subnets in the network, means all the subnets having the same subnet mask, right? And this is a lead in efficient use of the IP addresses. So let's start with this here. You in this on the screen you can find out we are having the four subnets, right? So this is my subnet 1, this is my subnet 2, this is my subnet 3, and this is my subnet 4. I have just mentioned the different color for the subnets to identify that which one is the how many subnets are present here and which one is the one specific. So here, if we talk about that subnet 1, so under the subnet 1, we are having the 60 host, right? And under the for the 60 hosts, we are having the IP address that is 192.168.106.0. So as you can see that its IP address starts from the 192. So 192 represents the class C addressing, right? And CRDR value for this subnet IP address is /26. According to the /26, we can find out that subnet mask for this subnet having the one value that is 255.255.255.192. In the same way, if we discuss about that subnet 2, you can easily find out that we are having 15 hosts under the subnet 2, right? And we talk about that subnet 3. So we are having 30 hosts under the subnet 3. And next one is the subnet 4, and subnet 4 having the 6 host only. So according to this, we just change the value of the subnet mask. Here we require the 60 hosts, then subnet mask is 255.255.255.192. Next one, if we talk about that subnet 2, so subnet 2 having the subnet mask that is .240, and the same subnet 3 we are having the subnet mask that is 224. And you all know that this value we get it with the CIDR value that is /27. So 24 bits are reserved for the network in class C, and next 8 bits are reserved for the host. So but we are using the variable length subnet mask, we can change the value of the subnet mask here. After that, you can see I'm having 4 routers with me, and these subnets are connected through these routers here, right? So if we talk about that router number 1, so router number 1 having 3 connections here. One connection that is serial port 0 by 3 by 0 that is directly connected with the router number 2. And for connection, we just applied the serial cable here. And next, if we talk about that, the second connection, that is serial cable, that is 0 by 3 by 1. And this is directly connected with my router number 3 that is mentioned here. The next one is the one connection that is directly connect my router with my subnet. So that is gigabit Ethernet 0 by 0. As we have already discussed in the previous videos, that how we can assign the IP address to these connections. So I'm just going to simply click over here, and you can find out that first connection, that is gigabit Ethernet 0 by 0. So if we talk about this, I have already mentioned the IP address and the subnet mask for this gigabit Ethernet. So you can find out that is 192 is present here. So gigabit Ethernet is going to connect with this subnet, and this subnet having the subnet mask that is 192. So I just mentioned here. Next, this is my second connection, that zero serial port, that is 0 by 3 by 0, that is connected with another network, and this connection, this network having the subnet mask that is 252, that is present here. You can find out here that connection in between the router 1 to router 3 having the subnet mask that is 255.255.255.252. So I just simply mention here. So one another connection that is coming from the another router to my router, that is serial port 0 by 3 by 1. So this is the one another connection that you can find out, and this network also having the value that is 252. I just simply mentioned here. In the same way, you have to connect this router with this subnet, this router with this subnet, this router with this subnet. So after this all connections, then you have to make a route from this router to this router to this, and this router to this. Means we require to interchange the information of the routing to all the routers that are present here, right? So I'm just going to click over here, that is router number 1, that is mentioned here. So whenever I move to the, you can say that command line interface, I just simply type the command that is do show IP route, right? So whenever I click over here, then you can find out that this network, means this router is connected with these all connections, right? So you can see that this is the first one, that is 0, that it is directly connected. Then another one is a /26, but it's directly connected. That one, that it is directly connected. That is 120, that it is directly connected. This 120 is present here, that is connected through this serial port that is 0 by 3 by 0. My router is connected with the 120 network with the help of 0 by 3 by 0. Next one is 121. This is my port address. The next one is 132. So you can find out that 132 network directly connected with my router with the port that is serial port 0 by 3 by 1. Next one is 133. So it's directly connected with 133. This is the port address that is present here. And this is the port address of the serial port 0 by 3 by 1. And this is the port address 0 by 3 by 0. So now you can find out this router is connected with 132 and 120 only. So what about the connections that is 128, 124, 112 and 64 and the 96. So we require to add these all IP address to this router, right? So I just simply click over here. I will get this one. But how I can add the root of the other IPs? I just simply enter the command that is IP root 192.168.106.96. So you can find out that 96 I'm going to connect with this router, right? And subnet mask for this is 255.255.255.240, right? Now, we required a space, but I require to be mentioned here. I require to mention the serial port, that is 0 by 3 by 1, right? I just simply enter. Next, this is the one that I have connected. So next one is my 128. So this network I require to be at. I just simply move over here. I try to update this, the previous one. You can type it. I just want to save the time, so that I'm just going to update this one only. That is 128, and we require to, no, this is also connected through the serial port 0 by 3 by 1. I just simply enter this. Next one is I require to add the 64. Now, where is the 64? You can find out this subnet having the value that is 64. I just simply mention the value of 64 here. And let's start with this, that we require to add the 64. Now, so I just update the IP address for this, and the IP address for this is 224. And you can find out that this subnet is connected through 0 by 3 by 0. So I just simply update this. So enter. So I just connected the 64, 128, 96 with this router. Now it's time to add 124, right? So I just simply start updating this. You can enter, it's all up to you. I'm just going to save my time. That's why I've just simply mentioned this. So 252 is there. Yes, it's also connected through this point. This is my 124, and this is directly connected through this port. I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to simply enter this one. So next one, we left with the 112. So you can find out this is the network that I require to be add here. So I just simply enter the value that is 112, and the subnet mask for this, that you can I have already mentioned here, that is 248. Sorry, 248, and it's also directly connected by serial port, that is 0 by 3 by 0. I just simply enter it. I just want to apply the command, that is to write. So everything has been done. Now what I need, I just simply check it out with that all IPs has been connected or not. So I just simply enter the command, that is to show IP root, right? So you can find out, I have just added the 64, it is present here. 112, it is present here. 128, yes, it is present here. 124, it is present here. So 112, that is present here. So I have added all the, you can see, the subnet address with this router. In the same way, you have to do here with this router, with this router, and this router. So in this way, everyone, we have to assign the IP address of all the subnets to the present routers, right? So I have done with all the connections with the IP address assignments. So I just try to make a communication in between this PC to this PC. So as you can see that it's showing that successful, means my connection from this router to this router has been done. So again, I'm repeating, the purpose of the variable length subnet mask is according to the host, we can assign the subnet mask, right? And create this different subnet. And with the help of this, we can save our IP addresses, and we can add more hosts with this in the network after applying these all IPs, right? So thank you so much for this video. Thank you.